I'm Bianca Denham, Head of Performance and Recognition for the Ray White Group. Today I've got the great pleasure of talking to Teza Fruzande, our Chairman's Elite Agent at Ray White Logan City. Teza has an amazing story. He actually was a refugee who came to Australia by boat, was detained in the detention centre and then resettled in Brisbane, where he began a whole new life. Last year he did over 200 sales and over $2 million in commission, one of our top performers in Queensland. Thank you for joining us, Teza. Just for everyone who's watching from around Australia, talk about the marketplace that you're working in.
I work in a local market that I'm in, Woodridge and Logan Central area in Logan City region. And I've been working there for the past 3 years. And I've been honoured to hit chairman from that marketplace. Where
amazing. So tell us, like you mentioned chairmans in that marketplace, which is 202 deals.
Yeah.
What's the average sale price in your market?
The average sale price in that area is probably around, for houses, probably around 450-ish
wow.
kind of mark.
Yeah.
Initially at the start of the market, it was around the 280 to 300.
Wow.
So yeah.
It's grown a lot in the last couple of years.
Definitely has.
So for you to hit over $2 million in GCI, which is what you did last year, it's a lot of transactions. We're going to talk today about your energy, about who you are as a person, but we're going to go back to the start of your story, because your story, Teza, is one of the most extraordinary stories in real estate I've ever heard. So inspiring. And so I'd love, some of the people watching may know your story. For those who don't, I think they should hear it. Tell us about, Teza, where you grew up and when you came to Australia and how you made that journey.
Yeah. Well, I came to Australia in 2010 at the age of 16 on my own.
Wow.
And I came illegally as a refugee, and that made me be in detention centre for about a year and a half almost.
Wow.
And after that, they have decided to put me just randomly in Logan area, in Queensland, Logan. So I was there for a little bit, and I've decided to move around, go to Sydney for a little bit, go to Melbourne for a little bit. I've decided to come back to Brisbane. I found that a lot more like, you know, myself there. So
I just want to pause you for a second. Like you said at the age of 16,
yeah,
you left your family, you came as a refugee to Australia. Yeah. Like how was that experience for you? It must have been really quite scary.
It's definitely not a great feeling, but it's something that I wanted to definitely do, because like I just wanted it more out of my life. Like definitely a lot more opportunity. It's definitely challenging to let go of your childhood at that age. Like, you know, you do have a lot of friends around that age. Just to let go of everything, your family, your friends, your country, your hometown, everything. It's definitely hard. Like, you know, a lot of sacrifices around that age, you know, not being able to be a young guy spending time with friends. And at that kind of age, you're kind of starting to become adult at the age of 16. Like, you know, you just have to take care of yourself and everything. So yeah,
wow,
definitely has been a big challenge, but I'm so grateful. I've learned a lot from it. I achieved a lot from it.
100%. And so you mentioned you were in the detention centre for a while, and then you got settled in Brisbane. And after a little bit of exploration of Australia, you decided Brisbane was the place for you. What was it about being in Brisbane that you felt was right?
I just felt like I felt uncomfortable, and I kind of felt like, well, that's for a good thing, because like, you know, like for example, I moved to Melbourne and there was a lot of people from my hometown, and I would speak the same language. There wasn't any I wasn't learning enough English or anything like that, so I've decided to give myself a little bit of challenge and move somewhere that I don't know anyone, and you know, I would get myself more like, you know, learn about the culture, learn about people, learn about, you know, everything. So
wow.
Yeah.
And so you're in Brisbane, you're in the Logan area. What are those first jobs that you did when you?
I pretty much did everything. I did, you know, just pretty much everything. I did security, I did kitchen sort of works, and like, you know, like anything, painting, whatever you name it, I did it. As
Wow.
long as I could make a bit of money and save it, I
Yep.
did it.
Yep. Talk to us about the gym and your journey with sports, because you were a wrestler, right?
One of
back
the
home?
I'm a wrestler, professional wrestler. I've been doing it for all of my life, basically.
Wow.
And the first thing I did when I was in Brisbane, I couldn't speak any language, to be honest, at the time, and so I was just walking around, wandering around in in Logan City area, and I come across a gym. It had a wrestling sign over it, so I walked into the gym and I said I want to do wrestling. So they kind of underestimated me at the time, but I did the session that day, and by the end of the session, everyone were kind of like, wow, surprised, the coach, the gym owner, and everyone. And they immediately offered me a full-time job to be working at a gym, and then everyone in that gym were so welcoming because of my skills that I had in wrestling. And yeah, I think that was a really good point of my achievement, because I started getting to know a lot of people from that place. I started making a lot of relationship with people from there, and getting to know people in different industry, and being more comfortable.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And so that gave you like a base to
Definitely.
really grow your confidence, your language skills.
Yeah.
And then what came after the gym?
So in one of the students in the gym, he was so he really enjoyed wrestling, and he was trying to get close to me, and he's like, oh, do you do anything apart from teaching? I was like, no. So he was like, okay, I can teach you something. I'll take you to this one place. You can buy a car, and then you can flip it and sell it and make a bit of money of it. I was a bit scared to start with because I only had a few grand saving. That's all I had.
Yeah.
So, but I took a chance. I went with this guy. I bought a car. He told me buy this car. I remember at a time it was about probably $1,800 I paid for this car. But the next day, I sold the exact same car for more money, for somewhere over $3,000.
Wow.
So I was so happy. It was like, I have to work so hard to make this much money doing all of these little jobs, where I can just flip things over so quickly. So anyway, the moment I sold the car, I went back to the guy the next day and I said, okay, well, I've made this much profit and I had this much. I want to buy 2 cars. So I bought 2 cars. I got rid of them so quickly. It got to a point within a month or two, I've got my car dealership license, and it was to a point where I was buying up to 40, 50 cars in one day. So
Wow.
yeah, I immediately just grew in that business.
Amazing. Had you ever known that ability within yourself before that point, that you could just dive so fast and hard into something?
I did, to be honest. I believe in hard working, and I believe in myself. If there's something that I really want to do, I'll make sure I get it done. I just go in with everything I have, every single bit of energy I have in myself. I go for that goal, and I know I can get it done.
Wow. And so where did real estate come in? Like, at what point did you find this pathway?
Yeah, real estate. I was doing cars, I was doing it really good, but then it was a time for me to, I thought about buying a house, and I started contacting a lot of agents. I had a lot of, to be honest, bad experience with those agents, because some of them wouldn't even get back to me. Some of them would even talk down on you and all that stuff. But I had a friend at a time whose father was a real estate agent, and who had a real estate office actually. And so I asked him, I said, can I work there? And they said, yeah, get your license. So I ended up getting my license very quickly, and then I had a job very quickly. As soon as I started it, probably within a week, I've sold my first home there.
Wow. It was just like the cars all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of doing it part-time there and part-time there. I was doing a bit of both. But being 3 months in the industry, I bought myself my first home.
Wow.
I think that was the moment that I got even more hungrier, just feeling the experience of owning a home, and
That's such a huge moment for anyone, let alone someone
definitely.
who, came certainly not by the easy road. You didn't get given anything.
Prior to me buying a home, that was a great experience. I was tenant, and I didn't have a great experience with agencies. Every 6 months you have to move home, and it's such a trouble. If you're busy working and you're having to have, wasn't a great experience. That's motivated me to go think about buying myself a home. And yeah.
Wow, amazing. And so you found real estate, you start to get some success, you start to build some wealth, and then really quickly your business escalated just as fast as the cars. Talk to me about, your first 1 and 2 years in the industry.
I was working alongside my principal as a part-time,
Yep.
and I was just being his assistant and, working alongside him. But at some point after a year of me working at Ray White Logan City, I've been asked to do it on my own. It was a little bit uncomfortable. I was like, it's too much to do it on myself. But I did it anyway. I started it. I went on my own. Within a few days, I didn't know what to do. I was just calling people. And I remember I got my first listing from a guy who was in Sydney who had an investment home in Brisbane, in Logan area. I got that listing over the phone. That gave me a lot more, so much confidence. I remember it was probably around 8 p.m. I pitched for it. So the next day I made more calls and I got more listings, and the guy gave me an opportunity, and I managed to get that property in and then listed the property, and very quickly I sold it because I had a lot of connections. I had a lot of people that I knew they were looking for homes. I sold that one very quickly. The next day I made more call and I got another listing and then another listings, but I was managing my stock really well where I would just move them so quickly where I have rooms to get more in. So yeah, before, I honestly wasn't thinking about anything. All I've just done at that time was putting the hours in, leave the office late, sometimes around 10 p.m., sometimes around 9 p.m. and do everything myself. Like I used to do letterbox shopping, cold calling, door knocking, everything, just literally everything. Anything that can make me lead up to meeting someone, I would have done it.
You mentioned to me your energy. Like how do you keep that what you've just explained? Most people wouldn't have the energy. How do you keep your energy up? How do you keep yourself positive and moving forward?
I personally do have a lot of energy. I'm very energetic, but I think to get energy, you need to have a good vision of what you want. If you know where your destination is and where your finish line is, you will be motivated, you will have the right energy. It's so important to focus and, just how you start your day in the morning, that's very important.
What's your morning ritual?
Morning, normally I have a little bit of workout, probably about 30 to 45 minutes, and listen to a little bit of music and just get out there,
Just
do a
get
little bit of
pumped up.
I do some letterbox shopping in the morning sometimes.
Still?
Yeah, I still do it. I love it.
Wow.
I love to walk around my neighborhood and then just look at the houses. What changes has been done on the houses? Let's just feel the area first thing in the morning, knowing what's being done in the area. Do I notice anything changed and all that? It keeps you in control of your area, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, great. So you can see those
the
skip bins out the front, renovations being done.
Has this house been painted?
Yep.
Has the gate been changed? And, just even if you see people out there, you just say hi to them, you have a little chat. Not necessarily listing their properties, but you can create a lot of relationship with them. Yeah.
So Teza, you said you've got to have a clear vision about where you're going. Where is Teza going right now? What's your next destination?
I'm working really hard. I don't know where it's going to be, but I know I would love to hit the chairman this year, and so that's definitely my goal, and I'm working very hard.
I think you're on track for that. Teza, you gave us an amazing story. Is there a fun fact that we don't yet know? Your story so far has been incredible. Is there something that people don't know about you? Some skill, amazing talent that you haven't already shared? Secret singer. Nope. How many languages do you speak?
I speak 3 languages. I speak Kurdish, I speak Persian, and English.
And English, wow, amazing. That's 2 more than me. And I struggle with 1 even at the best of times. Teza, it has been so great to talk to you. Thank you for your time today. It's really great to hear your story.
Thank you.
Thanks.